Hi, it's Rob again. I'm here in Long Beach at the ISS show where we're launching the NGL in the USA. And for those of you who need a refresher, I'm just going to do all the things that we're pretty much doing throughout the show. And you can see them live as a reminder, or for those of you who haven't seen it and couldn't make it to the show, you can just come here. So I'll start by showing you the versatility. I'm going to make this actual shirt. We printed the front, and I'm going to actually do the applique. So here we go. I've got the shirt, and what I've done is, if you want to focus in on this, is we've embroidered a patch on the front, and it's a running stitch, but I've taken it off the embroidery machine so that I don't have to tie up the embroidery machine. What I'm able to do is just line it up with the red laser pointer that we have built into the laser. So the NGL is next generation laser, but it's actually bridge laser capabilities is the best way to say it. So it does everything the bridge laser does, except for not $180,000, $200,000 range. It does it for the $50,000 range. So also, I've got the foil here, and the reason I've got the foil here, you've seen on the other videos, is because the laser can go through a material and damage the shirt underneath. That doesn't have to do with how you adjust your laser, whose laser is better than the other. The fact remains that the laser will go through a material when you cut it if it's very thin. If you use a tackle twill where you can't see light through it, then you can adjust the laser to not go all the way through. So I'll pull out the embroidery backing, and remember that it's off the embroidery machine. So if my embroidery machine is stitching, it's making money. When it's not stitching, it's not making money. And the holy grail of embroidery in North America is $42 an hour, so it's really actually not good. $42 an hour is great if you're on a salary, but not if you have overhead as a business. So I've got this here. I'm going to lay it down. You can zoom in. Come in a bit closer, Stephen. So you can see that I've turned on the red laser, and I'm just going to guide it in here. And I'm going to follow and see that the red laser is actually the running stitch. So I'm following it all over here, tracing it in the eyeballs and the nose. And basically I'm ready to go. So now I've got the cover removed here so I can get my hands in the video to show you everything, but typically that's safeguarded there. And you see the outline. So I'll go F2 and we're in business. So the laser is extremely fast. It's going one direction to etch, and then it's going to switch directions and recover everything the other way, and then it's going to go back and it's going to cut everything out. Then I'm going to show you how easy it is to clean it. So still etching there. Now it's doing the outline, the cut. And remember, at this pace, you know, I'm doing dozens an hour. If it's just etching, which I'll show you on some other fleece products, it's 210 an hour. So back up for me for a sec. You got tweezers on you? So if you got the camera focused, I'm pulling that off just like this, dropping it to the ground here, and removing the foil. Okay, no effort whatsoever. Here I give a bit of resistance, pull the foil out. So any salesman who tells you, you know, they don't need foil, they're not telling the truth. Here I've got the eyeball. Pull that out. And again, this is in a cleaning station, and the operator isn't necessarily doing this, they're still firing another piece, but I wanted to show you how quick it goes. That's basically done now, okay? So what you're doing is, do you see this logo here?
Okay.
What I've done is, first I put on a complete piece of felt or tackle twill.
Okay.
And underneath it I put on a piece of foil, right?
Okay.
And then on the embroidery machine I did a running stitch. I took it off the embroidery machine, plugged it into the laser either in the hoop, okay? And then the laser goes and cuts around the outside, and what I do is I peel this off and I throw it away.
Okay.
Now this is a lot of waste because I made a presentation. I don't need to use that much in production, okay? And then what I did was I lay down the cream color and the foil underneath it, and I did the same thing again.
Okay.
So when you do things like caps,
right,
okay, you would do something like this. You would lay down the white,
okay,
okay, and you would lay the other layers on top.
Right.
You might do the embroidery, etc.
Okay.
The bigger popular thing for caps is making a patch and sewing it on.
So all this one need to sew in back to whatever the material.
Yeah, so can you go over to the wall there? Oh, stay there and I'll go over here. So here on Michelin Man, just stand over there for me.
Okay.
On Michelin Man, I lay down one piece of felt.
Okay.
Then I did a running stitch, and I took it in the hoop over to the laser, and the laser cut around the pieces, and I pulled off the whole rest of the excess. And it's done. The way you would have done it, you would have put down each individual letter on top of an outline.
Right.
And you would have stopped the machine. The girls would have been placing the letters down one by one.
Right.
And then you would have no productivity in that period of time.
So you have a laser cut right here to cut every piece.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sell the laser cut machine, right?
Correct. Laser cutting, etching, scanning with the pointer.
But the laser cut, how you can position the stuff?
Well, because my laser knows which hoop it is, and it has a memory and it's aligned. So if you have, how many heads do you have?
About maybe every time, maybe 144 piece.
Okay, so how many embroidery heads do you have? How many machines? How many heads?
How many machine? 20 head.
Okay, so my laser knows it's machine A, head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
machine B. So it just needs to be told where the hoop came from and it memorizes it. If you forget, you have the red laser pointing. Do you see this here?
Okay.
I'll do it another way. I'll show you. Can you put on the software comes with the machine?
Okay.
Because you need the tools to be able to do what I do fast, okay? Now let me explain something really clearly here. Stephen, can you back this up, the camera? Here's a pointer, okay? Give me your shirt there, Wayne. Just give me your shirt. Look at this here. Do you see the red laser go through on my hand? Do you see that? Okay. When the laser goes through an item, and this is a big fat laser, this is like a punchy thing that's smaller than a hair. So if this laser goes through the shirt, this one goes through. So that's why you need the foil. And if anybody tells you otherwise, it's not true. Second thing is, you mentioned you have a plotter laser, right? Your plotter is actually with a device mechanically moving like this. And when we have to do that etching, it takes a long period of time, right? Stephen, can you give me a piece of that suede, and can we do, can we etch something on the suede quickly? Don't turn it on for a sec. When you're etching, you physically need to go like this. Can you screw the camera down here? When you're etching on a plotter, you physically need to go like this over the whole way, right? But what I'm doing is, back this up again, I'm a scanner. So what I'm doing is, watch down here, I from a small movement, I have a large result. And that's the difference with a scanner. Okay, so now I'll show you what I mean by that. What's that?
Cut or just the edge?
No, just the edge. Oh, you know what? Cut it out if you want. I'll move the shirt.
The foil is for what?
To prevent the laser to go through the lower level.
Will reflect it?
No, it just doesn't let you cut the other layer. Go ahead now. So don't put your hand in there. See, that is why on a plotter you would get 15 or 10 pieces an hour, and I'm going to do 6 pieces in, I don't know, 15 seconds. And that's why at $1.50 or $2, you can make $200, $300, $400 an hour with a laser.
So you can make one on the freeze too, or no?
Yeah. Didn't you see that? I'll do that again.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's only, okay, that's one color. So we can...
So now, you know what you could do with this, right? If you wanted to, you could make a patch for a cap. You could do a left chest, a left sleeve on a golf shirt that's typically hard to embroider because it puckers, because it's the dry wicking. And you sell it for more, but it took you less time.
So how much for the...
So now I'm going to do something like a polar fleece garment. And I want to show you how fast it is. I've got to pick the right side here. Place this down. Can you do 6 up or something? So I'm just going to pick a logo. Actually, yeah, we'll do that one quick. And if it would be a garment, I wouldn't need to hoop it. I want to stress that point. I would just, if I had blankets, I could put a box below here. You want to get the camera on that? I could put a box below here and just flip on the corner of the blanket all the time. Go ahead. I'm glad my wallet isn't up there because you're feeling my shirt. If it's my pocket, I gotta get worried.
You have to put your fingers on it.
So the customer that bought this machine was trying that yesterday, and I had an argument that it doesn't work on a shirt because it washes out. He says, no, it does. Watch. It won't look good on a white shirt, but on a dark shirt, you're pulling out the color. And then he went to the bathroom, washed it as good as he could, and then we put it in the clothes dryer in the booth beside us several times to dry it up, and that was it. So it didn't wash out. It wasn't quite as dark, but it was like the bleached effect, right? Like a discharge kind of effect. Okay, done. So. So, and look, we're environmentally friendly. Can you show me? Get the camera on me. I'll turn this into a sexy T-shirt here. All right. So this is why etching is important for you guys as embroidery people, is because you want to do things that are different and unique, and not the same old to everybody else, right? See this here? Did you stitch that? No. That would have been 3,000 stitches on his shirt. But I could have etched that, and I could have done that instead of 20 minutes, I could have done that in 5-6 seconds, right? Okay, so now this is a very cool effect. I take tackle twill, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to buy it all cut already, because then I'm buying it at such an expensive price that it's not profitable for me anymore, right? Here, I can buy the raw material. It's almost set up there. Stephen, get the camera on me if you don't mind. The machine is $53,000, about $800 a month. All right, and then Permabox has a guarantee that it's profitable in 90 days or less, so we'll make the lease payment. Because you're doing something nobody else can do, it's not that hard. If you would just do the etching, you would be in a situation where you'd be making $270, $300 an hour. So basically in 2-3 hours, the whole month of the lease is paid for, quite frankly. So that's why we have that guarantee. All right. We also have a unique sample binder that helps you have a resume of everything that we do. So forget this part. Just take a blank piece of tackle twill, and when you lay it in here, you doing a big one? Okay. So I would traditionally lay this down on the shirt, remember, and I would do the running stitch of alpha, theta, delta, whatever. And I would take that off, lay it down here, and if you press the etch now, or the laser, what it'll do is it'll go etch a little logo first, and then afterwards it'll cut it out. So just, yeah. We'll do another color right after this so you can see it as well. Oh, okay. So really quick, right? And you're doing something that's unique and has character and nobody else can duplicate. If you had to buy that, you'd be spending maybe $3.50, $4 per letter. And here you do it for peanuts. What else didn't we show? Yes? Good. All right. Good. So you just want to back it up one more time?
So what the color is put the name and this?
Yeah, the one file is a good question. One part of the file is like 5% to etch, but then there's a pause and it goes back and it cuts, but it uses, let's say, 80 or 90%. That's how it does it. So this etching here, you see these letters here? That was a low power, and same logo, but then it went to a higher power and it basically cut out the shape. So it's a quick, easy way. I got to scan all these people, so thanks for watching us. If you have any questions, you can go to the website and catch us, okay? Thanks a lot.